Howdy y'all, it's week 2 on the road to Kelowna, so let's take a look at how I did this week. Let's find out if I'm on track or if something went horribly awry. I've put the 2 weeks side by side for a comparison. Keep in mind, I have a 2-day gap on Mondays and Tuesdays. The rest are single day gaps. So in theory, Wednesdays should be my strongest day of the week. You can see here that my bench was a bit all over the place. As you can see, I went from 5x5 recovery mode up to 5x6 last week. This week, trying that 6x6. Wednesday this week, I got 4 clean, then had to rack doing the 6th, and then rack on the 4th. Friday, unfortunately, I was in position to deadlift before benching. The results speak for themselves, I think. I was all over the place with the racking. Yesterday, Sunday, I managed 5 of the 6 sets clean and had to rack 1 on the 6th set, or the 6th rep. Almost had to do the same on the 4th set, but I was listening to Korn's Let's Go, and when that man tells you to go, you go. More importantly though, I've been applying plenty of elbow drugs to my shoulder. That's the really strong Voltaren type stuff. It's a topical anti-inflammatory. I had it for my elbow previously when my forearm was starting to fail on me. That's what happens when you don't do exercises properly. Do your exercises properly, kids. So now I'm applying it up here because, again, I wasn't doing exercises properly. Gotta recover. So my bursitis does seem to be going away. Laying off the heavy singles for a couple of weeks has really helped healing it up. The squats, well, you can see I went up faster than I could have, or perhaps I should have always been up to this. You can see last week I did a 5x5 and then a 6x6 and then another 6x6 this week, so I popped right up to a 6x4 at 2 plate. It seems like a pretty appropriate escalation in my mind, but keep this also in mind. In August, when I went to visit my parents in Ontario, at that time, I lifted my first 2-plate squat for a single, and it was a dirty lift. This was full 6 sets of 4 reps, all of them clean, all breaking parallel. That's what 6 months of consistent training gets you. It's going to be crazy to see what another 6 months will get me. Let's see where I am next year. So that was my Rawr moment of the week. I finished that last set and I racked the bar and I just literally stepped back and said Rawr! And the people around me actually joined in because they knew what I was doing and they were pretty happy about it too. The deadlift, I decided to go up an additional 10 pounds on each rep, so that's a 5 pounds plate on each side. My upper back wasn't quite recovered from the previous Friday, and I'm now even less recovered this week. We'll see how it goes this Friday. I might have to bump it down to hypertrophy sets instead of strength sets. I really want that provincial record, so as long as I don't hurt myself, a little under recovery isn't a huge problem yet. This is the primary reason why I'm bulking anyways. I've gone up 10 pounds in the last 2 weeks so that I can actually recover my back properly to keep going. Bicep curls, again, not a priority, but I got nothing else to do between squat sets. So I mixed up a little bit of strength, a little bit of hypertrophy, nothing major. The lat pull downs, I managed to go a full week of 6x6 at 160. I'm going to be bumping that up in the coming week to 165 pounds and seeing how that goes. 3 clean sessions seems to be a good indicator that I should be going up to the next set. Back extensions was very much not ideal this week. Due to the deadlifting and the squats, my lower back is very, very tight. Not in any sort of pain, just tight. Yesterday between bench sets, which is usually when I do the back extensions, I was doing my standard extension and my back simply said, nope, you're done. You're not doing this. So I dropped the weights down to just the 45-pound bar and I still couldn't do it. So there you go. I can in fact listen to my body if I have to. And then I went and did squats, which requires lower back. That's not the point. The sitting row, again, I was a little all over the place. Some days I can do it strong and hard, other days not so much. Either way, I'm completing the sets and in theory making gains, or at least stimulating enough of a pump that I can heal better. The pec fly decided to go up over last week. This is because my shoulder is no longer tweaking out as much as it was. As you can see on Wednesday, it was still not ideal, so kept it fairly light there. Them elbow drugs really doing good after I found them on Wednesday night. Managed a full 6x6 at 175, but the form was lacking on the last few sets, which means I think I'm right in the range that I need to be for probably this week and next week. The back fly, nothing to report. I didn't do it on Sunday simply because the squat rack opened up and the good people who were at the rack came to let me know. I never understood this whole thing about gyms with people with jerks in them because I have yet to meet one in my gym. I just asked them nicely, hey, when you're done, can you come and get me? And they walked over and they came and got me. It's never been an issue when I've been benching or squatting or whatever. People have always been really nice and came and got me after they finished their stuff. Let's see. Reading is hard. The overhead press. I was finding it altogether too easy with Ben's weights, so I hiked it up on Sunday. It was a pretty solid effort to finish the reps, so I do like the new weight that I'm going to be working at. Landmines, I was blasting them out all week. Yesterday was a new one. Somebody else set up right before I did, so instead of dropping the weights, I just did what he had set up and cut a few of the reps. It was really fun throwing that much metal around, or hardened rubber, or plastic. I'm really not sure what these weights are made of. They're made of something heavy, I guess, because they're weights. Except the light ones. They're not heavy, because they're light, but they're still made of something. Anywho, both Ben and I failed on our glute bridges this week. We would have done them on Sunday again, but he went earlier in the day than I did. And my lower back was just seizing up too bad for me to do them alone, so I skipped them this week. I know I shouldn't. You should always be doing the ones that are the hardest because that's clearly where you need the most work. And I failed on that one. So, bad trainer. My triceps and face pulls, I managed to get a full set of 130. It's brutal to finish right now, which means I'm probably in the right place, and I'm going to do that for a couple more weeks. And that's about it for me right now. Some decent progression overall, no noticeable regression. My shoulder definitely feels better. Back feels like I'm working it as hard as I can and still make progress. And the sign up for Kelowna is this coming Saturday. So thanks for joining Rawr and I today, and we'll see you on that road to Kelowna.